It's Friday. Today's devotional, Seeking God. You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 13, the New King James Version. God instructs us to seek him, but not as though he is hiding from us. When we seek God, we make a decision that's necessary for bringing us into the spiritual realm. Some levels of blessing are never received unless they are diligently sought. It's your seeking after God that moves him to respond. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 says, "But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him." There are no manuals that instruct us step by step as to the proper way to seek the Lord. Some people seek him quietly with soft tears falling gently down a weary face. Others seek him while walking in the sandy beaches of a cove, gazing into the swelling currents of an evening tide. Some raise their hands and praise and sing and shout with loving expressions of adoration. There are no rules, just that you seek him with your whole heart. What does it mean to seek him with your heart? Your whole heart? It's giving him your full attention and removing all distractions so that you can focus on him. Imagine dropping a contact lens or a precious stone from a ring and saying, no problem, I'll look for that later. No, you'll probably look for it then. The value you place on something determines the intensity with which you seek it. When you pray, "Lord, I need you. I won't make it without you," you are praying with all your heart. And God answers such praying, "I will be found by you." Have a blessed day. Well, that's it. At the end of today, January 2025 will be counted in the hashtag of our lives. Let's talk for a moment. As a nation, we are about to go through some things. And as believers, we are challenged with the task to trust God, have hope, and maintain faith no matter what it looks like. That can be challenging, especially if the changes being made are directly affecting your family's essential needs, such as food, housing, and health care. It can arouse a lot of fear in a person when the securities they've known are in jeopardy. Don't let that fear consume you, because when you allow fear to take over, you can begin to make hasty decisions, and the outcomes of those decisions may be worse than what your fear imagined would happen. Decisions made out of fear can cause a terrible ripple effect that may take generations to overcome. So, how can we maintain faith amidst all hell breaking loose? First and foremost, pray. Talk to God. "Lord, I need you. I won't make it without you." Remember Jeremiah 29:13, "You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart." Also remember, God was, God is, and God will forever be faithful. Just remember how he has brought you out of bondage before, or how he provided for you when you knew it was nobody but God. The blessing may have come from someone, but you knew without a doubt that it was God who sent them. Another thing, the man of God, Reverend Herb Tillman, he dropped this in my spirit during one of his Bible study / life teachings. He said, instead of asking God for strength to go through it, ask God for joy to go through it. And as I had a Selah moment, the end of Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 10 came to remembrance. The joy of the Lord is your strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength. No matter what it looks like, the joy of the Lord will assure you weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The joy of the Lord will remind you that God said, "My grace is sufficient for you." The joy of the Lord will remind you that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff comfort me. The joy of the Lord will remind you that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. The joy of the Lord will remind you to count it all joy when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. The joy of the Lord will remind you that God so loved this world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. I don't know what this year will continue to bring, but I do know that for those who love God, all things work together for good. No matter what it looks like, all things work together for good for those who love God, for those who are called according to his purpose. I will leave you with this. For no one is cast off by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love. For he does not willingly bring affliction or grief to anyone. Selah.